So a little recap of the very first part of this tutorial. It just involved the base parts. This time we are concentrating on the upper part, including the bra caps and the middle detail of this cover up or dress pattern, and I hope you are going to love it. Okay, so first of all, you are going to figure out the middle. As you can see, I've already placed my stitch markers. Okay, so this is going to be the middle, and then I've placed the other sides, okay, side panels. So it depends on the coverage you want. Okay, so I counted 18 from the side, 18 boxes from the middle, and I placed stitch markers from each side, okay, or office pins, as you can see. So I'm just going to make a slip knot to attach, and then single crochet to join, obviously, chain 4. Okay, let me focus, sorry for that. So chain 4, okay, and then put a double crochet into the chain on top of the box, okay, and then an extra 2 double crochets into the same space. Okay, move directly on top of the chain 1 space. Okay, so on top of the boxes you put a total of 3 double crochets in the same space, as you can see. Without chaining, you just move directly on top of the next chain space and put a total of 3 in the same exact space. So you're not going inside the space, mind you. Okay, you are going directly on inside the chain spaces, not in the boxes. If you do that, your work becomes wonky. So that's how the repetition is going to be: 3 double crochets in every chain spaces. So you just directly put 3 double crochet, you move directly into the next, put a total of 3 in the same space, and do this till you get to the last stitch marker. So I did my repetition. It looks a little bit wonky for now, but it's going to be normal as you proceed. So I'm going to chain 1, okay, and put a double crochet into the next chain space, okay, just to make it even. Okay, so after that you flip over your work, you chain a total of 5 and then go in between the spaces. Okay, so you realize that we put a total of 3 double crochets in the same space, so obviously you are going to be left with spaces in between, which is a little bit closed. Just figure out those spaces and put a total of 3 double crochets in the same exact space. So this is the next space. As you can see, I'm just putting my total of 3 double crochets in the same exact space. So do not change, just move directly into in between the chain 3s from the previous row, those small spaces, and put a total of 3 double crochets. So you are going to do this repetition all till you get to the end of the row, okay, and I'll show you how to end in this case, since we began with a chain 5. So yes, just do your repetition. As you can see, 3 double crochets in the chain spaces. So I did my repetition of 3 double crochets in the spaces left, and this is how I end. So this is the last this is the last double crochet. After that I chain 1 and finally end with a double crochet on top of the standalone double crochet. Okay, so yeah, make sure you still have your middle intact because you really need it. So for the next row, we are going to chain a total of 6, skip the 3 consecutive double crochet, the 3 immediate consecutive double crochet, and single crochet in between single crochet on the first double crochet for the next consecutive. I hope you can see. So you are just skipping the 3 consecutive double crochet and single crocheting on top of the following 3 consecutive. After that, you chain up a total of 6, skip 5 double crochets, so count to the 5th space and then single crochet. Okay, chain up a total of 6 once again, count a total of 5, so skip 5 double crochets and then single crochet into, skip 4 and single crochet on top of the 5th one. So this is how the repetition is going to be. You just chain 6, skip 4 double crochets and single crochet on top of the 5th one till you get to the exact space or middle space where you make some variations. Sorry, we are going to do this just chaining and single crocheting on top of the 5th space. So make sure you count the chain spaces you have so far. Just chain 6 and single crochet on top of the 5th double crochet. Chain a total of 6 and single crochet on top of the 5th double crochet. So we are almost at the middle of, we have 1 2 3 4 5 chain 6 again, single crochet on the 5th one. So this is where the exact middle is. We are progressing towards that. Chain 6, single crochet on the 5th one. So this is where the middle, the exact middle is going to be. We are going to chain a total of 6, locate the very middle, yarn over, skip 5 stitches as you can see, and put a double crochet in the exact middle. So let's count the number of chains we have. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So we have a total of 9 before we meet the middle one. After that, you chain a total of 2 and double crochet in the same exact space to create a V in the exact middle, which will differentiate the sides. After this, you are going to chain a total of 6, skip 4 spaces and single crochet on top of the 5th double crochet, as it has been just from the beginning of this row. So just continue chaining 6 and single crocheting on top of the 5th double crochet. So chain and then single crochet to attach. So you are supposed to have a total of 9 chain 6 as we just counted. If you don't, then there's a problem. You have to improvise to have a total of 9 chain 6 before it meets the V. So in total, a total of 18 chain 6. So I just repeated and I ended up having my total of 9 chain 6 just as the right side. I have the same for the left side before you meet the V in the middle. So this is how it's going to be. For the next row, you are going to turn over your work and chain a total of 6 again. Okay, single crochet in the very first chain 6 just to create this space. Chain a total of 6 once again, go into the next space and single crochet. So you are single crocheting in the pots. Chain 6 once again, go into the next space and single crochet. So you have 3 pots so far. Chain 6, go into the next space and single crochet. You see how your work is looking so far. We are just progressing towards the V. Chain 6 and single crochet into the next space. Chain 6 once again, single crochet into the next space. So chain 6, single crochet into the next space. So you realize that you are getting towards the V, chain 6 again and single crochet into the last chain 6 before you meet, the last but one chain 6 before you meet the V. We are going to chain a total of 6 again and single crochet into the last chain 6 before you meet the V. So you can see the V vividly right now. You are just going to chain a total of 3, okay, which is half of 6, and then you are going to yarn over. So yes, you are going to yarn over twice, insert your hook inside the V. So just swiftly insert your hook inside the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 2 loops on the hook finally, and yarn over, pull through all 2 loops. So that's the triple crochet we just did. And we are going to chain 1 and repeat the same triple crochet movement in the same V space. So this is going to be the second triple crochet. Chain 1 again, yarn over twice, once again insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through, final 2 loops, another triple crochet. This is the third one. Chain 1 in the same space, another triple crochet. This is going to be the fourth one. Chain 1, another triple crochet in the same space. This is the fifth one. So you have 5 triple crochets in the same space, as you can see. Chain 1 once again, chain 3, single crochet on the next space, which is the chain 6, the next chain 6, and after that you chain up 6 and single crochet into the following chain 6. Okay, so that's how it is. 5 triple crochets separated by chain 1s right in the V space, and then make sure that when you are approaching the V, you chain 3, do your 5 triple crochets separated by chain 1s before you chain 3 to single crochet on top of the chain 6, and then you chain 6 and do your regular one. Make sure you single crochet into the space just as we did for the right side of this work. So I'm going to repeat this and I'll meet you at the end, and then we'll continue from there. So I've done my chain 6 single crochet and I'm now approaching the end of the row. So I just ended with a single crochet after chaining 6, and I'm just going to chain 6 again and single crochet into that last corner space just to keep it similar to the right side. So you just count the number of boards always on the left side and make sure you have the same number on the right side, and make sure you have the same number on the left side. So for the next row, you are going to turn over your work and slip stitch 3 times. So 1, 2 and 3, just to get to the middle of the chain 6 for the very first chain 6. Okay, so after that, let me just slip stitch again to secure. After that, you are going to chain a total of 6. So chain 6, single crochet right in the next space. So single crochet, chain up a total of 6, single crochet into the following, chain 6, single crochet into the following, chain a total of 6, single crochet into the following, chain 6. So we have 4 so far. So chain 6, single crochet into the following. So just do your chain 6 single crochet until you approach your 5 triple crochet separated by chain 1s. So chain 6 single crochet into the following. So we are approaching it. This is the last chain 6 before we approach. So just chain your usual 6 single crochet into the space, and then we have finally met 5 triple crochets separated by chain 1. So after this, you chain up a total of 2. In the first chain 3 space, you are going to double crochet. So yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet in the very first space. Chain 2, move to the next space, you see, and put a double crochet there. Chain 2, sorry, I always say chain 1. Chain 2, put a double crochet into a triple crochet into the next space. So move directly into the next space and triple crochet, not a double crochet but triple crochet. Chain 3 once again, yarn over twice, move to the next space with a triple crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, final 2 loops. So that's a triple crochet. Chain 2 again, go to the next space with a double crochet. Remember, you are working these stitches in the spaces, not on top of the double crochets. Chain 2, and then put your final double crochet in that exact space. And yes, this is how the process is going to look so far. So after that, you are going to chain up a total of 2, and then single crochet to attach the very first chain 6 on the left side. So now you are going to continue with your regular chain 6 single crochet, chain 6 single crochet till you get to the end of the row. Very easy, right? So you just chain 6, move to the space, single crochet till you get to the end of the row. So that's how the repetition is going to be till I get to the end of the row, and I'll show you how I ended as well, and then we'll continue from there. So this is how the end is going to be. So getting to the end, I'm going to chain up 6 single crochet in the final space, and I'm not going to chain again. I'm just going to turn over my work just like this for the next row, and slip stitch 3 times into the middle. Realize that we have a chain 6, so you are just slip stitching into the middle 3 times, which is the half of 6, before you chain up your 6. Move to the next space, single crochet, and yes, we are going to do the usual chain 6 single crochet, chain 6 single crochet till you meet your middle detail. So yes, I'm just going to repeat this. So I did my chain 6 single crochet until I'm exhausted and almost getting to, I'm now at the end of the chain 6 section. So after that, I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to put a double crochet in the next space, move directly into the following space and put a double crochet there. Chain a total of 4, skip the next space, and then put a double crochet into the following, the very top peak where we did the triple crochet, chain 3 triple crochet. We are just going to put a double crochet there. So in the same space, we are going to chain 1 and put a double crochet there. We are supposed to do a total of 7 double crochets separated by chain 1 spaces in the same exact space. So as you can see, this is a 5th one, this is a 6th, and this is a 7th. Okay, so 7 double crochets in the same space separated by chain 1s for that exact same peak, which forms the peak of the middle. After this, you chain a total of 4, and then skip the next space and double crochet into the following. Chain, move directly to the next space without chaining and put a double crochet there. And after doing this, you chain up a total of 2 single crochet in the very first chain 6 space, and then continue with your regular chain 6 single crochet, chain 6 till you are exhausted to the end of the row. So as you can see, the middle looks very detailed and very unique as a noun, and this pattern is very easy to work with if you observe and practice and do a crochet along and follow along. You should be fine with this pattern. So I'm just going to repeat till I get to the end of the row, and I'll show you how I end and begin the next row. So I did my chain 6 single crochet till I got to the end of the row. So this is how I ended. I just ended with a single crochet. Okay, so I just chain 6, ended with a single crochet in the very last chain 6, and I'm just going to turn over, slip stitch 3 times to get to the middle of the chain 6 and begin my row finally with a chain 6 as usual. So for this row, we are going to chain a total of 6, single crochet into the next space, chain 6, single crochet into the following space. So you're just doing the regular chain 6 single crochet till you get to the middle detail where there will be some few changes to make. So just go along with the chain 6 single crochet into the next space. Just go along with this pattern repetition till you get to the end. Till you get to the middle detail. When you are finally adjusted with the last chain 6, and then you move along to, so this is going to be the last chain 6 as we are approaching the middle. So this is the last chain 6, and we have a total of 1 2 3 4 5 6. We have 6 chain 6. We are now moving to the middle detail, as you can see. Okay, so we are going to chain up a total of 5, and then double crochet into the very first chain 1 for the total of 7 double crochets separated by chain. You see the middle peak in which we worked with. If you can take notice, the chain 1s that we did, we are just working double crochet into those spaces. Okay, so in that same exact space, we are going to add an extra 2 double crochets. Okay, so we have 3 double crochets in that same exact space. Move directly into the next chain 1 space and put a total of 3 double crochets. So 1 2 and 3, just simple like that. Move directly into the following, put a total of 3 double crochets, and then the next again we put a total of 3. In the following again, you put a total of 3. And finally, this is the final space. You are going to put a total of 3 double crochets. So you must have a total of 18 double crochets, 3 in each spaces, as of now. But if you have less, you shouldn't worry. You can still improvise with this pattern, as I said. But if you are going according to my pattern, we are supposed to have 18 since we have 3 in each space. So after this, we are going to chain a total of 5 and then skip all those spaces and single crochet into the very first chain 6 space as we just did. Okay, for the beginning of this middle detail. So when you are done with that, you just go along with your regular chain 6 single crochet till you are exhausted with this chaining and you get to the end of the row. So I'll show you how I end and begin the next row as well. So I did my chain 6 single crochet, chain 6 single crochet till I got to the end of the row. I did my very last single crochet in the last chain 6 space, and I'm just going to turn over my work and then make sure I slip stitch 3 as usual to get to the middle of the chain 6, the last chain 6 for the previous row. So 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, so we are now set for the next row. We are going to chain a total of 6, single crochet into the next space as usual, and just do your chain 6 as usual as I've been teaching you all this while. Just make sure you chain your 6, you single crochet into the next, you chain your 6, single crochet until you get to the middle detail of this pattern. So just crochet along and just observe. So this is going to be the last chain 6, so chain 6 and single crochet. So we are now meeting the chain 5 from the previous row of the middle detail. So this is the chain 5 from the previous row which connects the middle detail. So we are just going to chain a total of 4. This time we are going to do a decrease. Okay, so just target the first 3 spaces. So in the very first double crochet, you are going to yarn over. Okay, in the very first double crochet for these 3 clusters, you're going to yarn over, insert in the space, in the very first space, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over again, pull through 2. You have 2 loops, yarn over, insert into the next space, pull through. You have 4 loops on the hook. As at now, you yarn over, pull through 2. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert into the final space, pull through. You have 5, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 4 now. You have 4 loops, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. So we just did a decrease of making 3 stitches 1. Okay, so we are going to chain a total of 2 in between the space of the 2 clusters of 3 double crochets. I'm going to put a total of 2 double crochets in the same exact space, and then you chain 2 once again, yarn over, and do your decrease of turning 3 double crochets into 1 once again in the next 3 clusters. So you realize that we have spaces in between the clusters as well. So yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, insert, pull through. Sorry for that. So when you have 4 loops, you yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. So after your decrease, you are going to chain up a total of 2 in between the clusters. You are going to put a total of 2 double crochets, chain up 2 once again, and do your decrease again in the next 3 clusters. So you yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. You chain 2 in between the clusters. You put a total of 2 double crochets, as you can see, and then you chain 2 once again and move to the next cluster where you are going to do your double crochet decrease as I've been demonstrating to you. So it's pretty simple, pretty easy. When you meet the clusters, you make sure you decrease to 1, and then you go in between the clusters, but first you chain 2 and then locate the in between the clusters and put your total of 2 double crochets only. You chain 2 once again, do your decrease as usual, as I've been teaching you. When you have 4, finally you yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. You chain 2 and go in between the clusters, and then put your total of 2. You chain 2 and finally reduce your 3 clusters into 1 as I've been teaching you. So this is the final double crochet decrease of 3 clusters, and this is how your project is going to look after this process. Okay, so it's pretty flappy, but as time goes by it becomes like very cool. It becomes neater, even though it looks flappy at this moment. So after doing this, you are going to chain a total of 4, and then you skip the chain 5 and single crochet into the very first chain 6. So, and then continue with your chain 6, single crochet, chain 6, single crochet till you get to the end of the row. Make sure you have the same chain spaces as the one from the right, and that's essential to keep your work running. So I'll meet you when I'm done with the end. So I'm done with my chain 6 single crochet, and I've already flipped my work. As usual, you always slip stitch 3 times to get to the middle of the chain 6 before you begin your row, which is very essential. And you chain up your total of 6, move directly to the next space, single crochet, do your regular chain 6 single crochet till you meet the middle detail where you improvise. Okay, so this is a chain 6 single crochet, chain 6, and then you single crochet into the next. Okay, so this is how the work is looking. And then you chain again, you single crochet in between. So you just single crochet in the very first space, you chain a total of 5, single crochet into the next space, you chain a total of 5 once again, you single crochet into the next chain 2 space. Please take note that you are looking for the chain 2 spaces from the previous row, and that is where you are placing your single crochets after chaining 5. Okay, so just go along with the pattern all around by chaining 5 and single crocheting in the chain 2 space from the previous row, as you can see clearly. So this is how the process is going to be like. So make sure you chain and then single crochet into the chain spaces as I've been directing you, and you are supposed to have a total of 9 chain 5s after the end of this middle section. If you have something less, don't worry. So after this middle detail, you are going to continue with your regular chain 6 single crochet as usual. You realize that we have 9 chain 5s for the middle detail. Just go ahead to repeat your chain 6 single crochet, chain 6 till you get to the end of the row, where you are going to turn over and work back again towards this direction. So you see that this is very easy to eyeball, and it's very unique as well. So I went ahead to do my chain 6 single crochet, and I got to the end. I've already done my last single crochet in the last chain 6 space, as you can see. And then this time I'm just going to chain a total of 3 and then turn over my work to begin the next row. Double crochet 6 times in the space. So there's a second one, there's a third one, the fourth, the fifth, and the 6th. Okay, so we are putting a total of 6 double crochets in all the chain 6 spaces. So after the 6 double crochets, just move directly into the next space with a total of 6 double crochets right directly in the same chain 6 space. And this is how the repetition is going to be all to the end of for this particular row. So we are doing a total of 6 double crochets in all the chain spaces, including the ones in the middle, which I'll be demonstrating as well. So make sure you have a total of 6. When you are done, just go directly into the next without chaining. Just go directly into the next with a total of 6 double crochets, as you can see. Very easy to eyeball and very easy to grasp as well. So you are going to repeat this all in the chain 6 space. And then when you get to the middle chain 5s, you put a total of 3 double crochets in all the chain 5s for the middle detail, as you can see. And then you continue with 6 double crochets in the rest of the chain spaces till you get to the end of the row. As you can see, when you get to these spaces, the ones in the middle, the one that gives the middle detail, we are going to do a total of 3 instead of 6. And then with the chain 6 spaces, which are pretty large, we are just going to do a total of 6. So I'll meet you at the end of the row. So this is my progress so far. As you can see, when I got to the chain 5 spaces from the previous row, I did a total of 3, and then I did my total of 6 double crochets in all the chain 6 spaces. So for the next row, I'm just going to chain a total of 3, turn over my work, and this time I'm just going to do a regular double crochet row. So go into the next space, double crochet. So right on top of each double crochet, you are going to put a double crochet on top of each till you get to the end of the row. Very easy and very simple as well. So I'm just going to double crochet. So yes, after you end this row, you just cut your knot, or you can do extra double crochet rows for the detail. But now let's concentrate on the bra caps, which is the essential parts. Okay, so as you guys know, the bra caps are very essential, and the very first step is to chain from your nipple to your underbust measurement. If you have not watched my detail cap tutorial, I recommend that you do watch, but I'm going to brush you through this process. So I'm chaining a total of 20, which constitutes my nipple to underbust measurement. Okay, so that means I'm chaining 17 plus 3. So the next space we are going to count to, after you chain 20, you count to the third space. So yarn over, insert into the third space. When you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So I'm going to double crochet in all the spaces all the way down as regularly. This is how we regularly do my bra cap beads. So you yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's how I normally do my bra cap beads, and I'm going to double crochet till I get to the end. So I did my double crochet row. I had a total of 17 double crochets, and for the next row I'm going to chain up 3, turn over my work, and work towards the right side. So I'm just going to target the next space and put a double crochet there, and then double crochet in all the spaces till I get to the end or the peak side of the base of the bra cap. So just go along with a double crochet, and I'll meet you right at the end of the row where I'll show you to make some changes. So I double crocheted all along, and I'm almost at the end. Okay, so after my final double crochet, this is going to be the last double crochet it's supposed to be. This time I'm going to yarn over, insert into that cute small space, double crochet 2 times in that exact same space, chain a total of 2, go back into the exact space and put a total of, or an extra 2 double crochets in the same space. So after this, I'm just going back down. Since I've turned my work and I'm working towards the right side, I'm just going to double crochet into on top of each double crochet till I get to the end of the row. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll meet you there. So I double crocheted all along to the end. Make sure you are not going in between, you are just going right on top of each double crochet. For the next row, I'm just going to chain up 3, turn over your work, double crochet into the next space, and then into all the chain space, all the spaces as usual on top of each double crochet till you get to the peak. So I just double crocheted all along, and I'm at the peak now where I chain 2 to turn over my work. So after you're done with all your double crochet, you just go directly into that same space with a total of 2 double crochets, chain a total of 2 in the same exact space, an extra 2 double crochet, and then go back down. On top of each double crochet, just put a double crochet till you get to the end of the row. So just double crochet swiftly back towards the end of the row, and then we begin the rest of the rows as well, which is the same repetition till you get enough coverage for your bra cap. So I'll show you the number of rows I do at the end. So I did a total of 11 rows for my size. Okay, so I'm about to end my bra cap. Bra caps are very easy to make, and I really repeat them in all my tutorials. So if you are really a fan and you really watch all my tutorials, you should be familiar with making bra caps by now, because they are very easy to make and I really explain them into detail in my tutorials. So I just ended my row, as you can see, and this is how huge my bra caps look. So the next row is going to be a mesh design, just to complement the bra cap. So for the next row, I'm just going to chain a total of 5. Okay, so go ahead, chain up a total of 5. Turn over your work, skip the next double crochet and double crochet into the following. Okay, so that's the very first mesh we have made for this row. Chain 1, skip the next space, double crochet into the following. So that's the mesh design I just taught you from part 1. We are just going to repeat the same mesh design by chaining 1, skipping the next space and double crocheting into the following. And you're just going to repeat this along till you get to the peak of the bra cap. And then you go back along downwards with the same mesh detail. So I'm now at the peak. I want to just give you a demonstration on how I go about the peak. So this is my last one. So you realize that we have a chain 2 space. This time we are just going directly into the space with a double crochet, and then you chain 1 in the same exact space. You put a double crochet again. So this time we are doing double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same space, and then you double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 1, and continue with your regular mesh design. So chain 1, skip the next space, double crochet, chain 1, skip the next space, double crochet till you get to the end of the row, and then we begin with our edging and straps as well. So I'm done with my mesh detail, as you guys can see, and I'd like to teach you how I make my edgings, which is the Picot edgings. So after I'm done with my mesh detail, I single crochet into the very first mesh detail, chain a total of 4, and then single crochet back, slip stitch back in the same exact space. Okay, so that's how to do a Picot edging. And then I'm going to slip stitch twice, so 1, 2, and then in the same exact space, so let me slip stitch again, so 3, and then on top of the next double crochet, right on top of that double crochet, you're going to chain 4 and slip stitch back just to create the edging. So it depends on how you want to edging. You can slip stitch 5 times 7, but I'm just slip stitching 3 times until I meet a standalone double crochet where I chain 4 and slip stitch back to create the Picot edging. So this is how the edgings are going to look on the bra caps, and I'm going to repeat this till I get to the peak where I create my straps. Okay, I create my thick long straps and then go back with a single crochet to make the straps thicker, and then go back with my Picot edging and continue on the other bra cap section as well. So this is how the picots are looking, very neat and very nice, adding a very cool detail to the bra cups, as you can see. So I'm just going to repeat this along, create my straps, go back with my picot edging. So I'm done with my picot edging on one side of the bra cup. As usual, I told you I'm going to create my strap. Normally I chain a total of 300 and above because I love to do the crisscross design you saw from the thumbnail right at the back. Since it's really bare back, I enjoy doing the crisscross design, so I just chain a number of 300 or above, single crochet back, and do my picot edging on the other side as usual, just to correspond with the side we just made, and then slip stitch to join to the other side of the bra cup and repeat the same picot edging and the straps as well, as you can see, to make it symmetrical. So that's what I'm going to do. So yes, I'm done with one side of the bra cup. I did my straps, I single crocheted back, and I did my picot edging. So I just take the next bra cup and slip stitch to join. So to slip stitch, I chain a total of 2. It's optional. I chain 2 before I slip stitch to join and repeat my same picot edging. So slip stitch to join and repeat my same picot edging. As I've been teaching you, it's pretty easy and pretty simple. And repeat my strap as well, just like the other side, to make it symmetrical and more neater. So yes, that's what I'm going to do before I attach the bra cups to the main project. So I'm done with my bra cups now. I've already prepared to join my bra cups to the main project, but I normally join with a chain and a slip stitch, but you can decide to join with a single crochet or a darning needle if you prefer. So I'm just going to join my cups. I just take a piece of yarn and then slip stitch to join the very side. As you can see, I've already placed a stitch marker there to connect the two to make it easier. So I slip stitch to join first. I single crochet first, and then I just slip stitch to the other side. So I just separate the work. I chain 1, separate the work, slip stitch to the part of the bra cup, chain 1 again, pass my hook towards the other side, the main project, the edge of the main project. So insert your hook towards the edge of the main project, slip stitch to attach, just like that, and chain 1 once again, slip stitch to the bra cup side, chain 1, pass your hook towards the edge of the main project, slip stitch to join. So you realize that we have this seamless join, which does not look obvious, and that's how I normally join my projects, by chaining 1 and slip stitching to join. So I hope you love this method. So after attaching your bra cups to the main project, this is how the project is going to look. It is very beautiful and easy, and I hope you love this tutorial. Please address me with your questions once again. If you do not understand anything about this section of part 2, you address it through my Instagram page or comments below, and I would be very glad to answer all your questions. I will see you in the next tutorial, and please don't forget to subscribe, turn on your post notification, give this video a thumbs up as well, so that it helps it grow.